Greetings. Most importantly, blessings. Yes, sir. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road.
Yo, boy, it is Sunday at 7 p.m. And if it's Sunday at 7 p.m., that means time for the 8210 live show, baby. It's another beautiful day, man. Another beautiful Sunday. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that y'all are here. I'm happy that you're tuning in. I think it's going to be a great conversation. But before we get into a great conversation, I want to talk to you about a few new things. One of the first new things is 8210live.com is officially open. It's officially live. You can go there today and you check it out. You can leave off your YouTube screen and go over there and watch it live over there if you want to. We have our office script section over there. We got a section called Overflow, where it's writing from me and a few other people, just different thoughts and perspectives. We got a calendar over there. We got that merch over there, so you can pre-order hats. Check it out, 8210live.com. 82 in the letter O live.com. Check that out. All right, cool. Today, though, we got, well, I'm going to say it's a good friend of mine because I've known him longer than I've known Junior. We met years ago, on a different path. We're doing similar work. Real dope fella, real creative, real driven. I think from my perspective, he's a pillar for his area, not just his town, but area. I've watched him do a lot of things over the years. I've watched him grow spiritually from a distance. You know what? Why should I tell him? I'm gonna just go ahead and bring him on so he can show you and tell you just how dope he is. My man Russell Double.
What's going on, my brother? What's going on, my brother?
Cooler, man. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. How you feeling today?
Hey, man, I'm feeling great, my brother.
That's dope. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I like I told him, bro. I feel like I've known you forever. I know we probably about 120 miles or so apart. But I feel like we've been kind of next door neighbors for a while in a lot of different ways. When I met you, we were both in the music scene, doing a little rap. We both kind of transitioned to video, I think, for the same reason, just because it made sense for us to do it. I saw the growth in you, and it was dope. I saw you become, to me, what was a pillar in your community in a lot of different ways. So I feel like that and the spiritual walk that I've seen, you're a great person, a great to have on. And just for more people to learn from your walk, to learn from your perspective, and just learn about a dope person, man. So here we are. I want to start off. First, I like to do what we call off the script, right? It's just a segment, icebreaker, where I just ask a few questions to kind of get you going, kind of get your mind going. But I got a special announcement with this. This episode of Off the Script is brought to you by Vibes Coffee, our new official sponsor for 8210 Live. As the logo tells you, come for the coffee, stay for the vibe. 622 Canal Stride Street, Columbia, South Carolina, man. It's a beautiful place, beautiful venue. Come check them out. Well, so first question. We're going to start live. What is a Bible scripture that you live by that really
Man, I love the book of Genesis, man, because it stands out to me as a creator and as a I like to call my mind cinematic, because when people talk, man, I see the visuals. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the whole book of Genesis I love, but man, I just can't get away from the 23rd Psalm either. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
Okay. I can dig it. So man, I know you're a musical man. I know you like music. But there was one gospel song, faith-based song, that when you in a tough spot, when you in a rut, what's that song that you like to put on that really kind of helps your spirit?
Oh man, Yolanda Adams, Open My Heart.
I open it.
That's my joint, man. And I always say before the song starts, she says, "Talk to me," like just that intro, "Talk to me." You know what I'm saying? And then she goes into that song, man. I can be having a good day or a bad day. Anytime I put that song on, man, I'm gonna start crying, cause it
Boy,
get me
listen.
every time just with that beginning intro. Talk to me.
Boy, listen. Hey, you said something. It definitely gonna make you cry. At least for me, I know it get me every time, but I ain't ashamed to say it. All right, so
Yes, sir.
I got one more for you. Now I know you're a man with the visuals, right? If
Uh-huh.
there was any, and I think I kind of already know the answer, right? But if there was any book from the Bible that if you could direct it, what book of the Bible would you direct as a videographer? What book would you like to do?
It gotta be Genesis, cuz. It gotta be Genesis, man. It's just every time I start reading Genesis, I get a whole different perspective on it. You know what I mean? I was reading it the other day, and it was talking about how God formed man, how He created man. Just those two words alone mean something different. You know what I mean? And I would love to put a visual behind something like that, man. It stands out to me, like the order that He created the world, and the you know the obedience of the animals and the plants to Him, and then He gave ownership to Adam, and it just I feel like something like that does need to be shot, man, and scripted, definitely.
Nice. All right.
Now, what was your thought? What were you gonna say?
No, it was
What,
Genesis, right? And I was cheating, right? Because I seen you post about it recently, where you were saying like your mind, like it keep when you reading Genesis, your mind was kind of there cinematically. I read a post the other day, so I
yes,
was
sir.
like, yeah, I was kind of cheating. I ain't gonna lie to you, but yeah, I already knew that one. But
Word, man.
let's get into who Russell is, man. Tell for the people who don't know you, tell them where you're from and kind of like your early beginnings.
Well, my name is Russell Double. I'm from the small town of Belton, South Carolina. Um, I started doing music back in 2007, and I partnered with my bro Young C's, and we created the group NBH. We put out multiple albums. We've been to 106 in Park. We won, the South Carolina Music Awards. We've been nominated for multiple awards after that. Um, Man, yeah, we had a long run, man, from like 2007 to like 2012, I want to say. And, you know, I don't regret nothing from it, man. It showed me a long path that I was going to be on. I haven't stopped doing music myself. And I see what else about myself. I do architectural blueprints. I also do photography, videography. And yeah, that's me, buddy.
Nice. So tell me, like, bro, like, for me, like I said, I've known you kind of from a distance and watching. I watched you win awards. I watched you kind of move from NBH. I want to say that I'm pretty sure I have some footage of y'all coming down
Right.
at the one time in Columbia. I want to say Tutu had put together an event, but I want to say it was a few of y'all from the upstate came down. I should have pulled a picture, but I know we got a picture. One of the awards when we first really met, and we took a picture together. But tell me, man, like in that early time, like where was your mind at more of like direction wise, and where was your walk with God then compared to where you are now?
Well, I always had God in my corner, man. But I'll be honest, back in those days, man, with introducing the true spirits to your body, like the alcohol and stuff like that, my mind wasn't too focused on God back then. You know what I mean? Especially with the music we was making, we had to fit that persona with making music for the ladies, clubs, the hustlers, and it was a good run. But to be honest with you, man, it was exhausting. You know what I mean? I lost a lot of time with my oldest son because we stayed on the go, man. We was on the road to Florida, grinding out our mixtapes and our albums. We had shows just about every weekend, hitting the studio, having to take time to write. But I'm not gonna say I neglected my son, but those late nights when he would roll over, I probably wasn't there. I was out doing some shows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I made up that time with taking him fishing and stuff like that, and being involved in his life. But man, long story short, man, it was exhausting, cause it
I
was
respect that.
exhausting. Uh huh.
I respect that. Definitely on the video editing side, I know that's always late nights because you got to go out there and
Oh yeah.
film. When all the artists get to go lay down and rest, you still got more work to do after that. So
Exactly, man. Exactly. I kind of fell into that role, man, as a creative and an artist because I felt like it was a void there with our videos. Like we had some great quality videos, but the cinematography wasn't there as far as the camera movement. Like the camera would just be put on the tripod, and me, I wanted to see some movement, man. I wanted to see some Spike Lee joints.
mm,
So that's what I started doing. I started, adding the cinematography to our videos and stuff like that. And then other artists started noticing. They asked, "Who shot your video?" I'm like, "Me." And
mm,
that's where the name Silo came from. I was kind of keeping myself in the shadows of not letting other artists know fully that it's me, because you know how the jealous heart is. Like, man, you shooting videos and you rapping? Nah, cool. I go to somebody else.
right.
But sooner or later, man, like the word started spreading. I couldn't hide it no more. You know what I'm saying? So God put me in the forefront. I made it a business. Got my LLC. Went and bought me a big boy camera, and I got to work. Cause got to
Yes.
work.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's something that a period that I can say that I definitely remember. And it was similar for me, not to get mine because it's about you, but it was similar for me as I was rapping and then getting around more artists that really needed visuals. And it was like, well, I like being creative. I got a creative in me. Let me just do this. And then after a while, it was like, man, I'm so busy with the camera. I don't even care to rap too much. I mean, I want to, but this is more
Right.
creative. Like that camera for me opened up doors that rapping wasn't opening up. So I definitely remember seeing you from the awards and everything, getting in that space. My brother doing it for the upstate. I remember. I want to say it was maybe 2013. I want to say
Hmm.
y'all like the upstate, like y'all ran awards that year. Y'all.
Right.
It was on sweep. It was you. I remember. I want to say her name was Keisha. If
Keisha
I remember,
Drew,
Keisha Drew.
Vega
Yeah,
Shaw, uh,
yeah. Vegas.
Benjamin
Yep.
Starr, Buddy
Yep.
Boy, Greg Lee, like, and I shot video for all of them, man. And I managed Vega Shaw and Keisha Drew at the same time. And
Right.
now that I look back on it, bro, I don't see how I did it, man. It was nothing but God, cuz.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean?
That's
Wearing
right.
all those hats. And just about all of them was nominated for a video or an album.
Mhm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So we
Yes.
definitely set it on fire, man. We definitely did that.
Yeah, I remember that, man. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to all of them, right? Because Vegas dope. I see him every now and then on social media, but I always really like his voice. Like he had a different swag. Like Keisha was
Oh
dope.
yeah, he raw. He raw.
Man, Benny to me, like I still have Benny album. I want to say on an older phone that I downloaded on it. But that first album, man, well, first album I heard of him, the white and black cover. I think he was kind of sitting, man.
Yep.
Very,
Yeah.
very fine. I haven't seen Ben in a while, but
Yeah.
very, very, very dope artist, man.
Ben was
Um,
one of those artists, man, that pushed me to, challenge my creativity doing a video. You know what I
mm,
mean? If he didn't like something, he was gonna tell you. He wasn't no
nice,
yes man. You know what I mean? He was like, nah, bro, we gotta sit down and meet, go over the treatment, all of that. You know what I mean? And I started projecting that into my business as well. I made it a mandatory thing that I had a meeting with the artist and we went over the treatment. You know what I mean?
right.
Discuss the budget, seeing what we could and couldn't do, and see how far we could take this thing, man. Yeah.
That's real. And that type of approach definitely showed in the work and the output of what y'all did, man. Like no, like hands down, it definitely showed in that. I want to speak on that, like because I feel like part of when you got into the video world and you started managing, I feel like there was like a growth in you, right?
Hmm.
I feel like at some point in time, like you said, you always walk with God, but I felt like there was a time where I can remember reading on social media where you were kind of outwardly discussing your relationship more and your
Right.
spiritual growth more. And I
Mm-hmm.
saw it kind of, to me, it evolved you from just being a videographer, a cinematographer. It evolved you more into the business aspect. I started seeing you get more into community aspects and different things like that. Talk about that period of time of what was going on in life and in mind and spirituality that was pushing you into that space.
Man, to be honest, managing artists pushed me into a different avenue of lining up with God, because it wasn't just about my vision. You know what I'm saying? I had a female artist, a male artist. Both of them did R&B music, so I had to start meditating. You know what I mean? I start sitting down in the quiet room, meditating. I start involving my son in my meditations, and even down to when I went fishing out in nature, man, I started listening more and paying attention. And of course, I caught a lot of fish too, cuz. But but yeah, man, the meditation put me on a different path of understanding and knowing what to do and what not to do. You know what I mean? And when I won awards, or when I got, you know, elected for awards, I thank God outwardly, man, because I know it wasn't all me. There was always this internal voice that spoke to me, man, and never misled me. Never misled me up until the point where I was sitting at work one day. I talked about this today in church, matter of fact. I was sitting at work one day, and that inner voice that I got myself with told me to go over to my son's school when we was going through a little turmoil, because he was a teenager. You know, parents bump heads with their kids. It's normal
Hmm.
life. And God told me, go over to your son's school and give him over to me. And man, I asked my homeboy, who was my manager at the time, yo, I gotta leave real quick. I'll be back. I'm going to my son's school. And at that time, I was in full tears, bro. Like, cause I was listening to that voice and I was being obedient. And when I got to his school, man, I told him, look, man, I'm gonna hand you over to God. And he just looked at me like, what you talking about? And I'm like, son, I don't even know what I'm talking about. And
Mm.
but I knew that God was communicating to me. And bro, it wasn't long after that God spoke to me again at my job. He told me to jump. And that's when I quit my job. I opened my photography studio downtown Belton. And bro, it was God put a flame up under me, bro. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And that
sir.
I always listen to that voice, bro, from the time I started managing up into, opening my photography studio, quitting my job, and just being guided by him.
That's real, bro.
And I
Oh,
always give him public thanks.
I can dig that. I want to talk about something, bro, and this may be kind of off script, but I feel it's on the script. You mentioned meditation. For me, it's something that I've pondered on, right? I haven't really got into meditation. I've tried a few times, but I really haven't, to me, gotten to that real quiet space to be able to do what I would call successful meditation, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like over time, there's a possibility that we may have gotten praying mixed up with meditation. And this may
Mm-hmm.
be extreme to some people, but I feel like meditation is really a more true form of prayer. Like I still pray and I have a conversation with God, but one of
Mm-hmm.
the things I discuss with people is like I don't see someone going on the mountain and just saying, "Oh God, oh wait, well, oh you did this, you did that, you the father of this," for days, and God wanting to
Mm-hmm.
hear.
Right.
But I can only imagine the power of being able to sit still and
Right.
quiet and really listen and
Mm-hmm.
download me. So talk about meditation for you and how you kind of got into that space and what it really does for you in conversation with God.
Got you. To me, man, meditation comes in all types of forms. Like you can ride in your car and be meditating. Like if you turn the music down and just the road, listen to the road. Like to me, it sounds like white noise. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that just adds isolation for your mind. Going out in nature and fishing is meditation for me. And if you if you read the Bible, you know what I'm saying. It says meditate on His word. If you read the Bible scripture, you got to sit in the quiet and think about that word and let it, dig down in your soul. So meditation comes in different forms, like, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
You can lay on your back in your bed, look at the ceiling, and just meditate on something that God is trying to communicate to you. And a lot of times, like you say, those downloads come like that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's kind of more if there is a successful, and I don't, I say successful, but that's just a word I'm throwing out there. But I do that a lot. I find myself now when I get in the truck, it's rare that I really turn on music unless it's other
Mhm.
people in the car and I just want them to be entertained or not just. But I can drive from here to Belton and don't even think about the radio really, just because I'm in my mind, I'm in my thoughts.
Right.
A lot of times that like I kind of like the quiet a little bit more unless I'm actually in here making music or editing or something like that. But so I definitely can dig that, man. But
Mhm.
like I say, I feel like watching you, I've seen that and the power of it in your life. And I love that. You mentioned you're fishing a lot.
Oh yeah.
And I know you love it. I just saw you just posting fish like 2 hours ago.
Three of them
Right.
things, cuz. Three of them things.
I can dig it. I'm gonna have to come up there and learn because I ain't fished really went out to fish since I was maybe like 12, 13 years old. A lot of times I go to fish market or Whole Foods or something, grab my salmon. I don't know if y'all got no
Nah.
salmon in
Yeah, brother.
Belton.
You gotta come down and get them sticks, man, and hit the water with me, man, cause it puts you in a whole different realm, man. I'm telling you. Like, to me, water is the oldest element and one of the first elements that was here before us, and it's built with tons of information, man. You know what I mean? You talk about meditation, get by some water, bro. Get by some water. Speak over your water before you drink it. It's programmable. You can program water. If you look
Now
at
you
snow up
talking.
under if you look at snow up under a microscope, you see all the patterns and the programming in it, everything, bro. You can, if you speak negative over water, you'll see different patterns in it. If you speak positive over it, you'll see different patterns in it. The same thing, man. I speak positive over my water before I drink it. Hmm.
Now as a I don't really like to attach myself to horoscopes no more, right? But as a Cancer,
Hmm.
I enjoy water. Like that is something that I will definitely do. Like when my mind feels flushed or something, I'll go by the river walk we got down here and just walk. Sometimes just sit at the
Right.
water and look at it sometimes and just kind of get my mind right. 30,
Hmm.
45 minutes. I go back to my day. So I definitely dig that. I just don't a lot of times pull no fish about the water. That's what I need to do more of. But
Word.
while we on
Right.
fishing,
Right. Right.
um, maybe I'm timeline might be wrong. 3, 5 years. There was a famous fisherman from around here who was doing this thing. I don't know the fishing world like
Hmm.
that. The pro fishing, bass fishing, I see it sometimes. But out of
Oh
nowhere,
yeah, be like.
I seen people talking about him, and he was on YouTube. And then next
Hmm.
thing I know, I see you with
I was in that boat, brother.
him. Right.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so, so, so
His name is Brian Latimer, bro. And
Brian
in the
Ladham.
fishing world, they call him B Lat. And B Lat is from Belton. I
Hmm.
actually went to school with him. I played little league football with him, and even back then, bro, when we was in high school, this brother had a small, I want to say a S10 truck. He would come to school with his fishing boat attached to it. As soon as school was out, that brother gone to the lake, brother. And
Nice.
years later, man, he was on the platform. I think it was the FLW tour, one of the biggest fishing tournaments you can get in. And when I found out that brother won that, and I seen the emotions on his face, bro, I started crying.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, he was inviting me on the boat to be his film guy. He said, "I
Nice.
got you shoot videos." He said, "Would you be willing to be my camera guy on the boat?" I'm like, "Man, heck yeah!" So I filmed with him probably like a year and a half, 2 years, and then my son jumped on the boat with him, started filming for him, and he started getting out of town like Florida and New York, and he couldn't make those trips with him, so he had other camera crews go out I watch his page all the time, get inspiration. Watching him introduce his kids to fishing and stuff like that, man. And I pass him all the time, man, on the road. Go to
Nice.
horn at him and chunk the deuce, man. Be lat, brother.
Shout out to B Lat, bro. Because when I saw that, I was like, that's dope. Like to even be in that space, like as fishing. Like again, like I don't know, no, I like fish. I respect the sport and I understand it's a thing, but to be from here and to have that kind of impact, because I could tell it was people who didn't really get into fishing like that, but because it was somebody like a hometown hero that was doing it, people were tuning in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so salute to him, man.
Yeah.
I love anybody that can make the state look better, man, and just inspire people just by whatever gift God's given them, man.
Most definitely.
Speaking of giving gifts, right? You mentioned how your son hopped on the boat. That's something else that I've watched you over time is pass that gift along. I've seen you pour into your little ones, man, and show them a real true love, man. Talk about the family aspect of everything you're doing. You're shooting videos, you're building businesses, you're behind artists. But talk about the family life and how the spirituality and all that kind of connects.
Got you. Well, you remember the Wayans brothers, in Living Color? When I found out that they were all family, man, that did something to me. And to see how they were just, involving one another, pulling family into the family business, I said that's what I want to do. And I started teaching my son. I would take him to weddings and give him my spare camera, tell him go shoot the cake, or go take a picture of the shoes or whatever. And I wasn't easy on him. Just cause you're my son, I'm gonna teach you the ropes. Like if your picture suck, it sucked. It was one time where I took his camera and I erased all his photos, man, and he was mad. But when he got older, he started to respect my ways of teaching, because if I'm teaching you and you're not getting it, just say that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And man, long story short, he's now shooting weddings on his own. He's shooting videos, doing production for churches now. And now I got my smaller two kids with me. They're 9 years old and 12 years old. And when I need a video shot on the iPhone or my camera, I give it to them. I show them the direction of how I want my video to go, and they follow it to the T. I chop the video up, and I got a product, and I'll show it to them. This is what y'all helped me create, and it's just the wheels turning, man. And all my kids are talented, man. I thank God for them all the time. I got three artists, bro. And my son is actually preaching now, man. He's in the pulpit, he's doing his thing, and that goes back to the earlier story when I handed him over to God, man. I feel like I was trying to mold him into the person that I wanted to mold him into, and there was friction there. God wanted him. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that molds people out of clay. So I handed him over to the clay maker. You know what I'm saying? And he did a great job with him, man.
That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Like that's something that I had to learn earlier. Does anybody know me? I like to have my son like right here up under me. And I talked about the very first episode. Guy was like, "No, I want him," and I didn't. The message came from my mom and not to me, so I ain't paying no attention. I was like, "Yeah, whatever, mom. You just talking." And God was like, "No, I sent him, and because you ain't listening, I'm about to take him. I'm taking him, and then so you get the message of what I'm really trying to tell you." And it's beautiful now because he's in church every Sunday. He ain't preaching yet, but he literally. When I get in the church now, he split and go off into the kids sanctuary. He involved, do his thing. He came home one day with a cross drawn on his arm. I'm like, hey, it used to be Spider-Man and Optimus Prime. Now you drawing the cross. You got it.
Yes, sir. So, now, how old was your son when y'all had that? When God gave you that message to hand your son over to Him, how old were you? How old was your son?
I want to say that was about like 3-4 years ago now. So yeah, so he was about 10, 11. Yeah, about 10, 11. My mama just came to me randomly and was like, hey, guys say he liked what you're doing with that boy, but if you ain't brought him to him, you ain't did nothing. I'm like, yeah, all right, mom, whatever. me and mom, we kind of got like a weird relationship. I love her to death, but sometimes I'm like, okay, whatever, mom. And I say within like 6 months later, his mom had decided she was moving to Georgia, and I ain't know nothing about it. And it was like, oh, and I mean, it had me on my knees crying and snot and all that. And he like, I told you. And I'm like, you know what? But it ironically, with everything that transpired, I'm crying. I'm tore up about it. And the guy calls me right as I'm going through it, and he hear me going through it. He's like, hey man, you need to come to this church. He invites me to the church for a men's meeting, and I get there on that Saturday, and then it turns into the Sunday, and then every week, and like being on staff, I'm like, so now I'm in there every Sunday. But it showed me that this was God's way of saying, hey, I got something for you, and I need you to get him in the space because I got something for him to do. And so now it's at the point where a couple weeks ago, my birthday, we at Myrtle Beach, and I'm like, well, son, we might not make it back in time to go to church. And he said, Dad, that it ain't gonna be like Sunday. 7 or 8 o'clock that morning, we packing up bags, leaving the hotel, and going straight to church from Myrtle Beach. So, like, I love it. I love it. Like he ain't gonna let me miss a Sunday, and I ain't gonna let him miss a Sunday because that ain't what God said for us to do.
That's powerful, bro. That's powerful, and I think a lot of fathers and children need to hear these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go through stuff, and when God asks for your kids, man, you're supposed to give them back to Him because He's the creator of them. He can do a better job than we can. And a lot of parents think that when they bump heads with their kids, oh man, oh he's a bad child, or I'm a bad parent. Nah, man, you gotta listen to God. You gotta listen. You gotta get in that safe, quiet place and really listen and meditate on what God trying to communicate with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's 100% real, bro. I don't be like me and learn the hard way. I took the Jonah route. I had to get a well to get me back to where I was supposed to be going when I could. So yeah, bro. But so let me ask you this, bro. I saw you talking about, and I believe that's a shirt I'm seeing right there behind you. But I saw you,
Yes, sir.
crazy.
Crazy Faith.
I saw you thinking that it was supposed to be a movie, and then you kind of went to a book idea, and then your mama said, "Hey, I do something now," and so you made it a show. Talk about and what that whole movement and idea is.
Yeah, going back to when I was working, I was doing I was designing food line grocery stores for that's what my job was. And the whole time God had been speaking to me and I was dismissing his voice of, you need to jump. You need to do your own thing. Go start your own business. And I'm like feeling like I'm underqualified. I can't do these things that God is saying for me to do. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying about meditation, when I meditated, when I got myself in silence, I would start to see the cinematic view that God was trying to show me. You know what I'm saying? And I would always dream about myself running towards the ledge of a mountain and just jumping. Steve Harvey's video would always pop up on my timeline about jumping. He said, when you jump, you're going to hit the side of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be a smooth jump. And that scared me. I wanted it to be smooth. But when God finally spoke to me at the job, he said, if you don't get up now and go to HR, I'm going to make it hard for you. So with tears in my eyes again, brother, I went straight to HR. I said, I want to put in my notice. And she was like, is somebody bothering you? I was like, nah. I just want to put in my notice. And man, when I did that, the studio came open. I got the studio, opened it up in no time. God made it happen. And it was all Crazy Faith, bro. And when I quit my job, I went fishing. I did my normal thing. When I want to speak to God, I go fishing. I said, God, if I did the right thing, let me catch a big fish. Boy, I caught my personal best that day. And make it so bad, it was my son's rod. I just grabbed the first fishing rod that I seen in the house. I grabbed this rod. I threw up under the little dock that we fish at all the time. First cast, bro, I caught a big old bass, and that was my confirmation. And I went to the studio, I want to say that weekend, and I recorded a song called Crazy Faith. And I've got a feature on it with this brother named T. Wade Montana. You may know him. He's from Atlanta. He's a real big artist, man. And I've been sitting on this song years, and I wanted to tell this story in the form of a film, in the form of a book, and I told my mom about it. She's always my listening ear and my physical guide. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
she loved it, and she would stay on me. When you gonna put that book out? When you gonna put this out? At least put something out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put something out. Stop shrinking, son. And I put the shirt out, bro, and instantly I just felt good after I did it. Because when I placed the order for these shirts, the guy told me, he said, "You don't need no down payment, man. You good. No down
Hmm.
payment or nothing." And when I went to pick up the shirts, somebody else had picked up my shirts, and it was a pastor, Pastor Carr. I never met him, but I've seen his name floating around. And I tell everybody, I feel like he put that extra sauce on it because he was like, "I like those shirts. Those some nice shirts." And bro, those shirts have been like getting testimonies and everything like that, bro. Telling you, man, it just feel like you're putting on armor when you put on these shirts. You see it?
Yes, sir.
Is it crazy? It looks crazy to the world, but it makes sense to God.
That right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got them for $25. Y'all want to get one?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Uh-huh.
if you got a link or something, we can post it on the website, post on my page, whatever. You know, I'm
Most
always
definitely.
helping you get them going, man. Most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So talk about that crazy faith, man. I know it's the quitting the job.
Mm-hmm.
I going to school and telling your son I'm giving you to God, but it's more than that. Like because
It
every day
is.
you got to that crazy faith. Like like
It
like like
is.
like how does that really? How does that affect your every? I ain't gonna say affect. How does that propel your everyday walk? Having that crazy faith,
Just knowing that God is leading the way. And when you ask him to do something, and I'm not gonna say you make him stand on his word, but you affirm with it, like, God, you said this. You know what I mean? It was written. You said this. Your word. You gotta stand on it. You know what I'm saying? And bro, he hadn't failed me yet. You know what I'm saying? And even my son saw it when I started teaching him about business. Like when I wanted that studio downtown Belton, it wasn't vacant. But I went over there, I touched that building, man. I prayed on that building, and that building was mine. And the
mm,
same thing with my catfish ponds. I used to have some catfish ponds back in the day where people would pay and fish.
mm-hmm,
I fished those ponds since I was like 6 years old, man. And my dad would take me out there and drop me off by myself, and everybody would look after me. You know what I'm saying? They knew me as the young black kid just fishing around the whole pond. When people had a big fish, I would run up to them with a net. I got it. I got it. Jumping out in the water and everything, bro. And one day I was out there with the old girlfriend of mine, and I got the courage to go up there and ask the lady if she wanted to rent them out. And at the time, somebody else was in front of me that was going to rent them out. It was a pastor, and I didn't take that as a no. I went on the road. This when I was working on the road designing 7-Eleven stores. And I said, I want those ponds, man. And God asked me how bad did I want those ponds. So I started researching where I can get my fish, where I can get my bait, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't taking no as an answer. And
right,
bro, no lie, um, that lady called me and said, "Hey, that pastor didn't fall through with the contract. Do you still want him? Come on, bro." And I said, "Yeah, but peep this. I ain't even have the money to run those ponds. I did." And a couple days later, we was riding going to a project, and we got hit head on in a collision.
hmm.
I got $10,000 out of that collision, bro, and I started them ponds, man. No lie, man. It was like that's I've been living with crazy faith all my life, and God been showing me I've been doing this for you. You just haven't been listening to my voice, man. And I'm just thankful, man. I always give him praises for everything that I do, bro. It's real talk.
Man, that's so inspiring, bro. I'm be honest with you. Like, if I can just be transparent, I've always believed in God. I've
Mm-hmm.
always had the faith that I'm just gonna be all right, that He's gonna protect me. That's one thing I never questioned. I've been through too many situations where, like, I shouldn't have been or I could have been, but I
Mm-hmm.
ain't. And so, like, I've always had that, but in the last year or so, he's really shown me, like, nah, you don't even ask me for enough.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even like is do you not believe that I give it to you? You like and so lately he just been showing me, it's like, man, you try to be humble, man, but I'm trying to give you more. This whole podcast, bro, and everything I'm doing with 82 No Live is just really me moving in faith and obedience. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't something that I intended on doing. It wasn't something I was like, God, make it happen. He really kind of put in my lap and was like, nah, I want you to do this.
Right.
I set you to do this and just be obedient and do it every week. Stay consistent. To the point where
Mm-hmm.
I don't care numbers. I don't care what the algorithms say. I just keep posting. Because
Mm-hmm.
I believe like if he put it on my heart to do, there's a reason. For me, it's less about me and more about people hearing people like you speak and talk about experience that really can inspire and impact people. And I say at least once or twice a week, I get somebody to just kind of reaffirm, like, hey, bro, that episode you did, or seeing you do this or this, that is
Mm-hmm.
inspiring me. Man, I heard about so and so. Man, you should go check out so and so. That'd be good. Like doors are opening just for me to continue to just sit here and run my mouth. God know I like to run my mouth. And so like that's what he's allowing me to do, man. So to hear like to want to hear you put words to what I was seeing from a distance is a beautiful
Word.
thing. It's an aspect of it that you don't know. Like you really don't get to see until you delve into a conversation with somebody and say, no, bro, like, well, I was going through it. Like to hear
Mm-hmm.
you say, man, me and my son was at odds.
Mm-hmm.
Social media didn't know that. Maybe people in Belton might know that, but social media didn't know. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the accident and all and seeing how all that time, man, is a beautiful thing, bro. Like that kind of crazy faith, that kind of crazy testimony,
Mm-hmm.
is really what the whole platform is built on, man. So, man, shout out to you for being that crazy to stay faithful, bro. Like for real,
Yes,
for real.
sir. Yes, sir, man.
Yeah. So right now where you are, I know we've kind of discussed about kind of getting some business aspects from here and there. And I just think timing and just where God got both of us, it ain't really
Mm-hmm.
aligned. But I'm seeing you do a lot of things on the business aspect, and really just being a pillar for Belton. Not
Mm-hmm.
you say Belton, I feel like it's upstate because I know
Right.
it's people in Greenville and Spartanburg area that know who you are. They've been impacted by your work. So speak about that and how you carry that, because I feel like it's a humble thing. Like there's some
Mm-hmm.
people that be like, oh, I'm the man in my city, boy. You can't da da da.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that from you. I see it as a real humble, real almost stoic type approach to how
Mm-hmm.
you are, and walking with that, man. So just discuss like what's that responsibility like, and what's the mindset behind it.
Well, man, everything I do as far as business, I make sure I give something back to the community or to God. And for instance, when I had my puns, my son took one of my flyers to school because he was just wanting to spread the word. But the teacher took it from him. But when she read the flyer, she was like, "Oh, puns, this your dad's?" And man, they ended up making it a yearly thing where they pulled up with school buses to my school. I mean, to my ponds. So I would have two school buses full of primary school kids fishing at my ponds, bro. And I had the blessing of going to their class, speaking to them about fish, having fish donated to me to take to their school and to help them make cane poles to come to my pond, bro. And that meant so much to me, man, because if it wasn't for fishing, bro, I'd probably be dead somewhere, man.
Mm,
And I always thank my cousin Joanne for teaching me how to fish. You know what I mean? And on the aspect of music, NBH, the first thing I said we need to do, man, is give back to our community. We were one of the first groups around here in Belton and Anderson to start doing the free haircuts for kids going back to school. We had Little Caesars sponsor us. Shout out to Duran Dawson, man. Um, we had school supplies, backpacks. You know what I'm saying? It just blew up, bro. And we would start doing the fish and grits for the city. We would get some tilapia fish, some deep fryers, some grits, and we would give it back in front of the club that we used to perform at, bro. And it was a
mm,
big thing, man. Um, let's see, my other business, doing the blueprints. This goes back to when I was a kid at my church. They had this blueprint on the wall of the future church, and I used to always admire that picture, man. And I would look at it and say, I'm gonna design something for this church one day. It happened, bro. It happened. I actually designed something for the church that's gonna be a future renovation for the church that I attend now.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking to charge for it. I can charge a lot of money for it, but no, I don't feel myself doing it. Preacher always asks me, how much we owe you? I change the subject.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, look, and even when I took this shirt to church, man, he bought like, I think it was like 7 shirts. Wrote me a check for it. He said, bring the box back next week. We're gonna buy them all. You see what I'm saying, man? When you plant a seed for God, have that crazy faith, bro. He shows out, man.
That's right.
He shows out, bro.
That's right. That's a beautiful thing, bro. That's something that I feel like some people kind of overlook. I think a lot of people who are in the faith and really understand it, they understand at least tithes, right? And I think tithes. But I think for me, like it's bigger than tithes sometimes. It's like for me, it's hard. My son to tell you, like it's hard for me if I'm riding down the street and I see somebody broken down on the side of the road, or it's hard for me to go past them and not turn around like, hey man, you need some help. What can I do for you? And I mean, I'll be late to wherever I gotta go to help that person just because it's like it's more than just giving out money in church. It's about the heart. It's because if you read through the Bible, that's what Jesus was doing. He wasn't gumming up and say, oh, you struggling, let me give you some gold coins. He was watching. He was serving. He was doing a lot more as a servant than he was as a King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And my aspect was like, if Jesus out there serving, like what are we doing? Like that's something me and my son do on a regular basis. On Sunday, we taking out trash at church. We help keep the church clean. Like I could be asking about the cameras, but the trash can full. Like, to me, it's just it's where your heart at and what you're willing to put into it. And so far, God has kept me where I ain't needing that. I don't ask for a whole lot, but I ain't needing that. So I'm happy, man. So to hear you say that out loud again, it's all confirmed. Like it's the way he wants. It's what he expects from us. And so yeah, man. Shout out to doing that, man. So what is the future plan? I know God's still in control, but what if you can talk about what your mind is with a crazy faith, where you want to take it? Are we gonna do the book? We're gonna shoot a movie, or we're gonna what's the mindset on everything with crazy faith now?
Man, I'm rolling out a whole clothing line, bro. You know what I mean? I wanna push that. That's something that me and my brother always did as kids. Like we found a way to hustle, man. Whether we sold candy, whether we sold T-shirts that he drew, whether we sold his CDs, whether we sold puppies, but art has always been inside of us, man, in the form of music, drawing, and just being creative. I remember we used to draw Bart Simpson on a piece of construction paper and send it to work with my daddy, and he would bring it back to us with multiple copies, and we would go to school and sell them 50 cents a piece. And people was buying them. I still got those the art pieces in my house, man.
Nice.
Yeah. And so like I say, art's always been in our life, and I want to push this clothing line to the max, man. It's gonna be motivated sayings on the shirt, as well as outdoorsy type stuff like fishing and hunting and stuff like that. And I look at these hats and clothes that are in these stores, and I ask myself, why can't I do that? You know what I mean? Like, I got the business mind. God has guided me. I know I can do it. You know what I mean? And to answer your question about the short film, we're gonna get books on books. We're gonna get short films. Trust me, bro. Everything that I've been talking to you about, I got a short film or a book in mind for
it. Somebody just come in and say, we want a movie.
That's my mama.
Yeah. Shout out to Mon Duke. I had to tell you who that was. Shout out to Mon Duke.
I got a movie, man. it's about a nobody can't steal it because they can't do it like me. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind putting it out there because it's my story. But I was doing my architectural stage. I was taught by a white architect, and man, he was hard on me. You know what I mean? Very hard. Just like I was hard on my son. He would tell me, "This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right." You know what I'm saying? My drawings was redlined to death, but he got me to the point of today of recognizing what a real set of drawings look like. And
Right.
so I want to take that and put a spin on it with a autistic kid that's gonna be, helping a architect boost his business because his mom is like I'm not gonna say a slave or nothing like that to his business, but she's like the person that cleans up his office, and she has to bring him into the office one day, and he notices his attention to straight lines and being able to draw, so he teaches him, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a heart puller. It's a string puller, and it has a twist to it, man. I can't tell it, but it's gonna be a great short film, man, and it's gonna roll into another film dealing with fishing when the mom moves to another state.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice, nice.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Hey, I can act a little bit.
Hey, I
You know,
got you.
I
I
I can
got you.
go
I
back
need
as
a
an extra.
principal. I need a principal for the school that the young kid gonna be at, because he gonna get called out of school a lot because of his attention span. He's drawing on the walls type deal, but the architect sees something else. You see
Got
what I'm
you. Yeah.
saying? He sees his
Let,
love for drawing straight lines. He gonna put him to work. Yeah,
let,
he gonna
let,
teach him the whole different perspective of drawing.
let me know, bro. I got another partner who I seen working on a short film. I don't know
Word.
if you had a chance to check out the website, but I got a section on there where really it's not about like the content that I'm building. It's a
Mm-hmm.
space for people in that space to build and have an extra outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get it going, wherever you plan on putting it at, whether to make it to like Hulu or Netflix or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
there's space for your link to live on the website for another
Yes,
outlet.
sir.
Really whatever you're doing, like if you got events going on up there, like I said, I got a calendar and all, and definitely,
Mm-hmm.
we can collab on whichever way. Even with the fashion, like I hear what you're doing. I ain't, but I got the pre-order hats, but my plan is to do something similar with this and the motivational speak, quotes and stuff on shirts eventually. But I'm just going to start with the hats first and kind of build from there. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can collab, or depending on who your shirt man is, my hat man, or however, whatever makes sense.
Let's
I'm
make it
always
happen.
open for us to do whatever we can do with that, bro.
Set it
We,
up, man.
we've been talking for years that we're gonna do something. We don't, we can't put
Yeah,
it in
we
the air.
supposed we supposed to design something together, wasn't
Yeah,
we?
I think it was club. I think the barbershop or somebody was supposed to, and they never hit you up. Whoever it was, they reached out and needed somebody to design something. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's kind of it was on their end. But I'm open, always open to collab and do something because I
Mm-hmm.
like honestly, I'm man enough to give you flowers, bro. I like I said, I watched you.
Word.
You're very creative. You're very
Mm-hmm.
dope. I feel like I might be going on a limb saying this, but I feel like we kind of parallel in a way. That's how
Right.
I felt for a long time. Like there's a parallel, like you kind of like the upstate version in a sense. It's different, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
same.
Yes, sir.
I've seen you excel and almost all the like it's crazy. Like when you really think about it, like we've had a parallel. Like you got an architecture, I'm doing woodworking. You were doing
Mm-hmm.
videos. I'm doing like everything in the sense that we've done. Like you're with the crazy faith. I'm with 82 and 0. Like
Mm-hmm.
it, I don't even know what God doing. If he's doing something, it may just be an irony in life. But whatever it is, I like to explore and find out what it is. And I feel like some stuff God puts in our face, and some stuff He kind of makes us work for and find. He don't just like give it to us and say, "Here,
Right.
here's your future."
Uh-huh.
So whatever door, whatever opens, I'm with that. With that being said, though, bro, I want to give you the platform. I'm gonna slide my little face off the screen. I'm gonna let you have the full screen. If you want to drop some nuggets, if you want to tell them about anything in the future, where they can find your work, anything you want to say, bro, the stage is
Mm-hmm.
yours.
Bet it up, man. Yo, this your boy Russell Double, man. If I could tell anybody anything right now, keep God first. Keep that crazy faith. Those voices. that you hear inside, um, telling you to do the positive thing, not the bad things. Listen, meditate on them. Take some time and Selah. I learned that word today. Selah. Pause for a second. You know what I mean? That is meditation. Pause on that word. Get by some water. Speak over your water. Speak positive into your life. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you are enough and you will be enough because God made you enough. All right. Y'all can find me on social media on the Russell Double. My website for my music is doubledavinci.com. That's DOUBLEDAVINCI.com. All right. One.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, bro, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit behind the scenes. I'm gonna give my little piece, and we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, bet it up.
Man, this has been another great episode, man. My guy Russell, man, that crazy faith, man. Just hearing that for me is inspiring. It make me want to go harder. It make me tell me to get back in that quiet space and sit in that quiet space a little bit longer and meditate on what God really telling me. And I hope y'all felt the same thing. I hope y'all get something from this each and every time I hit the button, man, because that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's about y'all. It's about the guests coming on and inspiring y'all and showing y'all that, like the title says, we 82-0. When we walking with God, we ain't never lost. There is no losing when we keep our faith with God. When we walk with Him, when we go by that playbook, when we get in that quiet space and listen to what Coach is telling us, there is no losing, man. Again, the website is live. I want y'all to check that out, www.82nolive.com. You can check out all the old episodes. We can say old episodes, the more recent episodes from season 1 and season 2. You can check out some writings. You can check out some of the 82-0 fam. People like Russell, you'll see on the website. You can find their links and the different things they have going on and stay in tune with what they have going on. You can go hit that merch button and go ahead and pre-order your 82-0 hats. We got them in black and white. They're ready to go. Go ahead and do that, man. But other than that, man, I love you. God love you more. So until next time, man, peace and love. We out of here.
Greetings. Most importantly, blessings. Yes, sir. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road.